Hi, in this video we'll be discussing GMAT Official Guide 2017 edition Quant Problem Solving question number 219. Let's have a look at this question. If you look at this question, the question says the circle with center C shown above is tangent to both the axes. So we can see that they have given us XY plane where C is the center of the circle and both X and Y axes are tangent. So what is tangent? A tangent is nothing but the line which touches the circle at only one point. Touches the circle at only one point, that is x axis here touches at this point and y axis touches the circle at this point, right? Remember that always tangent is perpendicular to the radius of the circle. Tangent and the radius of the circle are meet each other at 90 degree, that is perpendicular to each other. Okay, now the question says if the distance from O is nothing but the intersection of both x and y axis, here it is the origin, is equal to k. That is distance from the origin to the center of the circle is equal to k. What is the radius of the circle in terms of k? In terms of k is a trigger for us to use plugin, right? We shall do the plugin little later, but let's see what is the direct way of solving this question. Always draw your own picture. Draw this picture a little bigger so that we can have a good good interpretation of this question. Okay, so if you draw this picture, something looks like this, right? So now, since they have told x and y axis both are tangent, so that means this is the tangential point, this is also the tangential point. And let's say this is the center of the circle, right? The center of the circle C. Okay. Now, if you look at it, they are saying distance from the origin, right? Intersection of the x and y axis to the center of the circle is k. So this distance is k. Okay. Now radius, right? Radius of the circle is nothing but the point from the center of the circle to the circumference of the circle, right? Any point, right? This point, anything you draw, it's going to be the center of the circle. It's going to be the radius of the circle from the center to the circumference. So that means this length and this length is also the radius, right? This length and this length is also the radius. If you look at it, it's nothing but a square, right? It's nothing but a square. This distance is same, that means this distance is also same. And since these two are radius, if this is r, this is also r, so that means it looks like exactly like a square. So that's all. If it is like a square, this distance is also r, this distance is also r, right? According to our diagram, all the length has to be 2 here. But let's not do plugging in now. We'll do the plugging little later, right? If this is a square, they are saying k is the distance, right? We know that in a square diagonal, right? Diagonal length is nothing but a root 2 if a is the side. So in that case, k is nothing but here r root 2. K is nothing but here r root 2. The question is asking you what is the radius of the circle in terms of k. So that means r is equal to k by root 2. So the answer has to be k by root 2. Okay, if that part is not that's what's not clear to you, what you can do, it's a right angle triangle, right? So it's a right angle triangle, since the radius of the circle and the tangential point meet each other at 90 degree. It's a radius of the circle and it's a right angle triangle, right? If you draw the diagonal, this becomes a right angle triangle where it is an isosceles right angle triangle because two sides are equal. So isosceles right angle triangles means two sides are equal, two angles are equal, then the side should be in the ratio of 45 45 90, right? 45 45 90. Here in this case, if 45 45 90 is the angles of the triangle, then the sides will be in the proportionality of 1:1:root 2. 1:1:root 2. Now the distance is k here and k is equal to root 2, they are saying, right? K value is in the ratio of root 2. So k value if is in the ratio of root 2, then r value would be in the ratio of k by root 2, right? So r value is a. So this is a and a, right? A root 2. K is equal to a root 2. If k is equal to a root 2, right, then a will be equal to k by root 2, right? A will be equal to k by root 2. That's it, right? Here a is nothing but the radius of the circle because opposite to 45 degree is what here radius of the circle, right? So that's it. That's one other way of picking the question. Okay, so even if that part is not, if that part is also not clicked, right, pretty simple. Again, how this comes 45 45 90 and even this square, the diagonal length is a root 2, how this comes? Because of the Pythagorean rule, a right angle triangle Pythagorean rule, right? So in that case, if this is k and this is r and r, we know that k square should be equal to c square should be equal to a square plus b square, which is r square plus r square. So in that case, right, k has to be equal to square root of 2r square, right, square root of 2r square. So in that case, if I have to write this accordingly, r, right, square on both sides, you will have this as, you know, k square is equal to 2r square and r square is equal to k square by 2. If you take square root on it, that will give you r is equal to k by root 2. So answer has to be radius of the circle is equal to k by root 2. That also fine. Okay, here few students try out here distance formula. That also be pretty much the same, right? Distance is 0, 0, origin point is x1, y1 is 0, 0, and here center of the circle is nothing but both radius are same, right? X distance and y distance is also same, so that means it has to be r, r. So again, right, the distance formula x2 minus x1 is nothing but the Pythagorean rule. Here in this case, x2 minus x1 the whole square is nothing but 0 minus r the whole square plus 0 minus r the whole square, where they have told the distance as k. You can work that way also, is going to give you the same result. Okay, so here the idea is know the concept of tangent and the circle meet each other at, right, radius of the circle and the tangent meet each other at 90 degree, and you know, draw it out, picture it out. This question becomes much more simpler. Okay, hope this is clear. Answer has to be here k by root 2, which is answer choice B. Okay, here straight away you can eliminate the answer choice as A, right? Radius of the circle, A cannot be the radius of the circle, right? A cannot be, I mean K cannot be the radius of the circle. Radius of the circle should be something this, right, which is lesser than the in fact the K, right? So eliminate all the other answer, I mean all the other answer choices here. Answer has to be here B. Now let's see how to solve this question using plugin, right? Because we can do plugin here because we have variables in the answer choices, and also the question says in terms of k. So variable which is in the answer choice here is the value k, right? So that means the value k is nothing but distance from the O to the center of the circle, distance from the origin to the center of the circle. Okay, let's draw this picture a little bit bigger, right? So we know that you know, radius of the circle is, I mean radius of the circle and the tangential point both are perpendicular to each other. So that means these are perpendicular, and it exactly looks like a square here, right? In fact, the distance here, say this is 2, this is 2, from here to here the distance, right? X distance is 2 and y distance is 2, that means this is also 2, this is also 2. So in that case, right, if this is the distance they are saying, right, this is the distance they are saying, distance from the origin to the, you know, center of the circle, the distance they are saying is k. So if it is a square and you know, side of the square is 2, that is the radius of the square is, say you know, radius of the square, I mean side of the square is 2, that is the radius of the circle is also 2. In that case, the distance from the origin to the center of the circle would be k root 2, right? K is equal to 2 root 2, right? Because always the diagonal of the square is a root 2, otherwise, right, 2 square plus 2 square is equal to k square, which is nothing but k square is equal to you know, 2 root 2, right? K square is equal to 4, that means you know, 4 plus 4 8, so k square is equal to 8, means if you take square root on both sides, k is equal to 2 root 2. Now they are saying, they are asking what would be the you know, radius of the circle in terms of k. Radius of the circle, we know r is equal to 2. So if you substitute k is equal to 2 root 2, we have to get, you know, r value as 2, right? Whichever the answer choice we are getting, that should be our answer. Let's check that, right? K is equal to 2 root 2. If you substitute, we should get r value as 2. So k, answer choice A is k itself, which is technically not possible because radius cannot be the distance from the origin to the center of the circle. It has to be more than that. Now answer choice B, we substitute k is equal to 2 root 2. Root 2 get cancelled off. 2 root 2 by root 2. Root 2 we can strike off. So we'll get r value as 2. So hold on to it. This matches this condition. Important point about plugging in is you have to check all the 5 answer choices, right? Answer choice C, k by root 3, right? So that is 2 root 2 by root 3, right? Which is definitely not possible. Root 2 and root 3 both are irrational number. You cannot strike this off. Eliminate answer choice C. Answer choice D, k by 2. So 2 root 2 by 2. 2 root 2 by 2 will get you only root 2, but we want to eliminate answer choice D as well. So answer choice E, 3 if you have, you can sense that it cannot be true because we have 2 root 2 by 3, right? So it's not going to cancel off anything. So eliminate answer choice E, answer has to be here B, right? Plugin also simple, right? Even the normal way is pretty straightforward. Even the normal way is pretty straightforward. Just the distance between the origin to the center of the circle, you can arrive that in a multiple ways, right? But if you want to do plugin, you want to avoid that variables R and R, you can always do the plugin, right? You can try any value, any simpler value as 5 to any multiples of 2, multiples of 5 will do. Hope this is clear. Answer has to be here B, K by root 2. Thank you.